Everyone at COP30 is talking about the global ethical stocktake. But what is it? Why does it matter? And why it is suddenly everywhere? Let's break this down in the simplest way possible. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most important and honestly one of the most misunderstood concepts being discussed at COP30 in Belém, Brazil, the Global Ethical Stocktake, also known as the GES. If you have heard terms like climate justice, implementation COP, equity, inclusion, values based climate action, they all link back to this. So let's make this super simple. Okay, so what exactly is the Global Ethical Stocktake? You might already know about Global Stocktake, the big progress report under Paris Agreement that measures emission, adaptation, and climate finance. That one is very numbers driven and technical. But the Global Ethical Stocktake takes a totally different angle. It asks questions like: are our climate actions fair? Who is being left behind? Are countries and companies acting according to the values they claim to stand for? And most importantly, are we making decisions that reflects justice, dignity, and human rights? Think of it this way. The Global Stocktake tells us what we are doing. The Global Ethical Stocktake asks why are we doing it and for whom. GES brings together voices that are usually sidelined: indigenous people, youth activists, women, traditional communities, spiritual leaders, cultural influencers, not just policymakers and negotiators. It's basically COP30 saying climate action is not just a scientific issue, it's a moral one. So, why the global ethical stocktake suddenly trending at COP30? Because COP30 is being branded as an implementation COP. That means we're moving from promises to actual results. Thank God. And here's the truth: we already have most of the technology we need to cut emissions. The challenge now is political will, fairness, and real world inclusion. This is where GES becomes powerful. It highlights the gaps between ambition and reality, the places where climate action is failing not because of lack of solutions, but lack of social ethics as well. GES also matters because the climate crisis is hitting vulnerable communities at the hardest. Many countries with low emissions are suffering the worst impacts. Indigenous and local knowledge is often ignored in decision making, and climate policies can create inequality if not designed responsibly. GES brings these issues on the front of the COP30 agenda instead of sidelines. And that shift is huge. GES isn't just a theory, it's a global dialogue happening across 6 regions: Asia, Africa, Europe, Oceania, Latin America, and the Caribbean, and North America. These aren't technical meetings, they are conversations where people share how climate change feels, affects, and shapes their lives. All these stories, insights, and ethical questions feed into the final report that will help shape COP30's decisions and influence future climate policies worldwide. It's basically bringing humanity into climate negotiations. Here's my personal take. The Global Ethical Stocktake might be one of the most important additions to climate governance we've seen in years. Because you have the perfect climate models, top tier data, and the world class technology. But if the transition isn't fair, it will collapse. Communities will resist, workers will reject policies, countries will distrust each other, and climate action will stall. GES forces governments, companies, and institutions to ask tougher questions. Are we being just? Are we protecting the vulnerable? Are we creating a transition everyone can participate in? If we fail on the ethical front, we fail on climate. It's that simple. So that's Global Ethical Stocktake in a nutshell: a human centered, justice driven assessment that is shaping the conversation at COP30 right now. If you found this helpful, drop a like, subscribe, and share this with someone who wants to understand what's really happening at COP30. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.